Japan never really joined the protein wars, mostly because they were too busy quietly living into their 90s on food that doesn't come in a tub. Here's the part no one talks about. There are traditional Japanese ingredients that pack more protein per 100 grams than chicken breast, red meat, even salmon. Not almost as much, more. Enough to make the comparison uncomfortable, and you've probably already eaten one of them without thinking twice. Another one smells like a firm argument. And number 7? That one might make you question every dollar you've ever spent in the supplement aisle. Japan's traditional diet is one of the most studied in history, not because researchers had nothing better to do, but because Okinawa Prefecture has one of the highest concentrations of centenarians on Earth, people who made it to 100 deliberately, and protein was a significant part of the equation. The 10 foods we're covering today have been in Japanese cuisine since the Nara period, the 8th century, before most of Europe had sorted out the fork. These aren't trends, they're a track record. This isn't a new discovery. It's a very old advantage. Natto, the one with a personality. Let's start with natto, and if you've never tried it, congratulations, your nose is still intact. Natto is fermented soybeans. It smells like it's been alive for a while, has the texture of something you'd rather not describe, and it is, without exaggeration, one of the most nutritionally dense foods in the world. We're talking 18 grams of complete protein per 100 grams. That beats ground beef. It also contains vitamin K2, probiotics for your gut, and nattokinase, an enzyme that supports healthy circulation that Western science is only just beginning to take seriously. Japanese people have been eating this for breakfast for over 1,000 years, which explains a lot if you look at their average lifespan. The fermentation process doesn't just preserve the soybeans, it breaks down the proteins into more bioavailable forms, meaning your body absorbs more of it faster than it would from a plain piece of chicken. You can eat it over rice, mix it with soy sauce and mustard, or just be very brave and eat it straight. Either way, your gut will thank you, possibly loudly. That's already surprising. But what we're about to cover next is the one that genuinely changes how you'll think about protein forever. Edamame, the complete protein hidden in plain sight. Here it is, the big one, and it's been sitting in your freezer aisle this whole time. Edamame, young soybeans still in the pod, usually sold salted and steamed. Now most people think of edamame as a snack, something you eat at a Japanese restaurant while you wait for your sushi. A nice little appetizer, harmless. What most people don't realize is that edamame is a complete protein, meaning it contains all 9 essential amino acids that your body cannot make on its own. That's rare for a plant, very rare. And we're talking 11 grams of protein per 100 grams cooked, with only 121 calories total. Compare that to eggs, 13 grams, 155 calories. Edamame is practically keeping pace with eggs at a fraction of the calories, plus fiber, magnesium, folate, and iron on the side. The reason this matters so much, especially as we get older, is that complete proteins are essential for maintaining muscle mass, keeping bones strong, and supporting immune function. And edamame delivers all of that in a form that's gentle on digestion, anti-inflammatory, and comes in a bag that costs about $3. The ancient Japanese didn't have protein shakers. They had edamame, and they built some of the longest-lived populations in human history. Draw your own conclusions. I already drew mine. Now, if edamame surprised you, what I'm about to show you next is practically unknown in the West. Even most plant-based eaters have never heard of it. Yuba, 52 grams of protein per 100 grams dried. Yuba is tofu skin, the thin film that forms on the surface of heated soy milk, and dried yuba contains, are you sitting down, 52 grams of protein per 100 grams. That is not a typo. 52 grams. A chicken breast contains around 31. Yuba has been used in Japanese Buddhist temple cuisine for centuries. Monks who followed strict vegetarian diets, no meat, no fish, no eggs, relied on yuba as their primary protein source. These weren't frail people. Temple monks were known for remarkable physical endurance and longevity. Fresh yuba has a delicate, silky texture and a rich, slightly sweet flavor. Dried yuba is more intense, more concentrated, and extraordinarily versatile. You can rehydrate it, use it in soups, stir-fries, even roll it around fillings like a little edible protein scroll. If you've been trying to increase your plant protein intake and struggling to hit your numbers, yuba is your shortcut. One small serving and you're most of the way to your daily goal. It's the overachiever of the plant world. Very polite about it though, very Japanese. So we have fermentation, complete proteins, and now temple cooking. But the next food on our list doesn't even come from land. and it might be the most underrated protein source in the ocean. Wakame seaweed, the protein-to-calorie ratio that shocks everyone. Wakame, that soft, dark green seaweed in your miso soup, the one you probably assumed was just decoration. It's not decoration, it's a protein engine in disguise. Dried wakame contains around 12 to 15 grams of protein per 100 grams, with only about 45 calories total. If you're looking at protein-to-calorie efficiency, wakame beats almost everything. It's like getting a protein bargain that the ocean has been offering for free and nobody told us. Beyond protein, wakame is rich in iodine, calcium, magnesium, and fucoxanthin, a compound being studied for its effects on metabolism and inflammation. Coastal Japanese communities that consume seaweed regularly have some of the lowest rates of thyroid dysfunction and osteoporosis in the world. You can add dried wakame to any soup in minutes. It rehydrates almost instantly. No cooking required. It tastes mild, slightly oceanic, and pairs beautifully with sesame and ginger. Consider it the humble background character who's quietly doing all the real work. That's the sea covered. But now we're going underground, literally, because the next food in our list is aged fermented and one of the oldest protein traditions in all of Japan. Miso, not just a soup, a fermented protein vault. Most people know miso as the broth before the sushi arrives. What most people don't know is that traditionally aged miso, the kind aged for 12, 24, even 36 months, can contain up to 14 grams of complete protein per 100 grams. And because fermentation breaks down the soy proteins, it's among the most digestible plant proteins available to us. Aged miso also contains a remarkable density of B vitamins, zinc, copper, and manganese. And the fermented microorganisms it harbors are directly beneficial to gut health, which, as we now understand, is closely connected to immune function, mental clarity, and even joint inflammation. Japanese tradition recommends a bowl of miso soup every single morning, not as a trend, as medicine. The kind that tastes good and doesn't require a prescription. That's the best kind. Use it as a soup base, a marinade, a dressing, or mix a tablespoon into warm water with a bit of seaweed. Start slow if your gut isn't used to fermented foods. It's powerful stuff, quiet but effective, like most things that have been around for 1,000 years. We've covered fermentation twice now, and both times it's delivered. But the next food on this list doesn't need fermenting. It just needs you to finally notice it's been there all along. Sesame, Japan's oldest protein secret, sesame seeds. The little things on your burger bun that you've been ignoring for decades. In Japan, sesame, called goma, isn't a garnish. It's a foundational ingredient, ground into paste, pressed into oil, toasted and sprinkled over everything from salads to grilled vegetables to rice dishes. And 100 grams of sesame seeds contain 17 to 18 grams of protein, plus an extraordinary concentration of calcium. Cup for cup, sesame outperforms dairy for calcium content, which is notable for anyone thinking about bone health after 50, which, if you're watching this, might include you. No judgment. It includes me too. Tahini, which is just ground sesame, is one of the easiest ways to integrate this into your diet immediately. Mix it into dressings, spread it on toast, stir it into warm miso soup. You're getting protein, healthy fats, calcium, and magnesium in every spoonful. Not bad for something that's been sitting in the pantry since the 3rd century. Now we reach the part of the list that most people don't expect, because the next food doesn't come from a field or the sea. It comes from the ocean floor, and it does 2 jobs at once. Hijiki seaweed, the iron and protein double act. Hijiki is a dark, thread-like seaweed that looks exactly like something you'd step over on a beach. And yet it has been a staple in Japanese home cooking for generations. Dried hijiki contains roughly 21 grams of protein per 100 grams. And here's where it gets interesting. It also contains a remarkable concentration of iron. Traditional Japanese medicine used hijiki specifically to address iron deficiency long before anyone had a word for ferritin levels. For older adults especially, declining iron absorption is a real issue. Low iron leads to fatigue, cognitive fog, and weakened immunity. Hijiki addresses this quietly, alongside a solid protein hit in a food that's been working this hard since before anyone was tracking macros. It's typically simmered with soy sauce, mirin, and vegetables. It absorbs flavor beautifully, and it makes you feel unreasonably virtuous for eating something that looks like seaweed in a bowl, because, well, it is. We have one more surprise left, and I promise it's the one nobody sees coming. Not even the plant-based crowd, Matcha, the protein nobody's counting. I know what you're thinking. Tea on a protein list? Has this video gone completely off the rails? Bear with me. Matcha is not steep tea. It's powdered whole green tea leaves, and 100 grams of matcha powder contains around 30 grams of protein. More relevantly, a standard 2-gram serving contains roughly 0.6 grams of easily absorbed plant protein, plus theanine, catechins, chlorophyll, and more antioxidants than virtually anything else you could drink. Matcha isn't your main protein source. It's a supporting character in a very good cast. The one who shows up in every scene, never asks for credit, and quietly makes everything better. Japanese women who consume matcha daily have been observed in studies to have significantly lower inflammatory markers than those who don't. And low inflammation is one of the strongest predictors of healthy aging, which is the whole point, isn't it? 2 left. And these are the ones I've been holding back because once you know them, you'll never look at Japanese cuisine the same way again. Kuromame, the black soybean with a secret. Kuromame are black soybeans, a variety used in traditional Japanese New Year's cooking, simmered slowly in sweet soy broth until they're soft, glossy, and deeply satisfying. They carry the same complete amino acid profile as regular edamame, with around 14 grams of protein per 100 grams cooked. But what sets them apart is the color. That deep, almost purple-black skin contains anthocyanins, the same antioxidants found in blueberries, linked to reduced oxidative stress and better cardiovascular health. So you get your protein, your antioxidants, your fiber, and a dish that looks elegant enough to serve at a New Year's table. Double duty, very efficient, very Japanese. You can find them dried at most Asian grocery stores. Cook them low and slow, season simply, and let them do what they've been doing for centuries, working quietly in the background, doing more than anyone gives them credit for. And now, the last one, this comes from the monks. And if anyone knew how to thrive on plants alone, it was them. Hemp seeds, the monk secret. Hemp seeds weren't a mainstream Japanese ingredient, but they were used in Shojin Ryori, the Buddhist temple cuisine tradition that developed the most sophisticated plant-based cooking system in culinary history. Hemp seeds contain 31 grams of protein per 100 grams, all 9 essential amino acids, and one of the most favorable omega-3 to omega-6 ratios of any plant food, which matters enormously for inflammation, brain health, and joint comfort as we age. They taste like mildly nutty nothing, which means you can put them on absolutely everything without anyone noticing. Ideal for the stealthy nutritional upgrade. Sprinkle them on rice, on miso soup, on salads, on the natto you're now going to bravely try. The monks who built this tradition weren't frail, withdrawn people. They were physically disciplined, mentally sharp, and remarkably long-lived. They didn't have supplements, they had plants, and they understood them better than most of us ever will. If this was useful, there's more where that came from. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. That's all. So let's bring it all together. 10 Japanese superfoods, all with more protein than most people get from their entire main course. Natto at 18 grams. Edamame, complete protein, all 9 amino acids. Yuba at 52 grams dried. Wakame and Hijiki from the sea. Miso, fermented, alive, and doing quiet work every morning. Sesame, the oldest protein source, hiding in your spice rack. Matcha in your cup. Kuromame at the New Year's table. And hemp seeds from the monks who had this figured out 1,000 years ago. Japan didn't build one of the world's longest-lived populations by accident. They built it with food, specific food, patient, deliberate, deeply understood food, the kind that's been working before anyone called it a superfood. You came in here expecting a list, you got a philosophy. That's the deal with Japan. It always gives you more than you expected, just like natto. Except natto also gives you something you didn't ask for, but we love it anyway. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.